Hi, this is Lee Morgan with Insight from D&CFilm. In a moment, we're going to hear from Sue Thorpe about Hell Tour, the horror film festival which is so much more, at the Exeter Phoenix in September. But first, a quick message from Falmouth-based Winston Charr, who is crowdfunding a documentary about the ancient Scottish sport of shinty.
Hi Lee, just to give you a bit more information about the crowdfunding, it's just a chance for anyone who wants to support this sport and support any chance of being part of its journey in archiving the sport's history, being able to see its current state, and of course, take this chance to share to as many people about such an ancient game that I think is worth doing whatever we can to make sure someone knows about it and their stories are always told. It will just cover our travel to meet the people there and in any way we can support the communities in Shinty and of course show our gratitude to everyone who tries to keep this sport alive and obviously push for the sport. So yeah, if this is a project that resonates with anyone, feel free to support and we'll be forever grateful for any help to this project. Thank you.
Hell Tour is more than just an excellently fun and focused genre film festival. The genre is horror, and this year the focus is ghosts. It's a celebration of film, folk, the Southwest and filmmaking. It's brought to you by Sue and Ashley Thorpe. Ashley is a much sought after filmmaker and animator, but the driving force behind the festival is Sue, who sees the big potential in getting people together, sharing the joy and creating opportunities. A major part of the festival is Opportunity Hour, where local filmmakers share stories, expertise and connection.
We want to encourage other people and give them the benefit of people's advice that have been there and done that and what to expect, what not to expect. So yeah, hopefully some gentle encouragement, some good advice, and yeah, hopefully that will give Opportunity Hour a bit more of a identity this year.
At Opportunity Hour at Hell Tour will be Bex Phillips and Claire Bueno. Bex's feature film The Medusa Box is in post-production, and Claire is the producer of 2 Ghostbuster documentaries, the second of which is coming out soon. And her book, Cleaning Up the Town, is a treasure trove of info from behind the scenes of making a doc about a Hollywood film, and it's out now. They will be joined by Claire's brother, director of the docs Cleaning Up the Town and Too Hot to Handle.
They're going to have a general chat, take questions, that kind of thing, and yeah, just give other people the benefit of their experience, really.
Bex was at the Opportunity Hour last year, just before she started filming the feature. It's great to have that progress and continuity. Here's Sue.
And that was the plan, really. I think it's when we met up first at the beginning of this year, which seems ages ago now, that I said to Bex about it becoming more of a thing for her this year. And then obviously Claire came on board, which is amazing. And it just gives that two-dimensional kind of experience, advice that people can take advantage of. So it's brilliant, really. And I'm hoping over the next few years that it will grow into something that will be able to give something back eventually, as in Ashley and I were discussing that I'd like it to be the winner would receive some kind of sponsorship from us to go away and make something that we would brief each youngsters how to work from a brief, how to interpret other people's ideas and to make it more about something. So that, I mean, that's more like reality, isn't it? It's more like, go and work for somebody. That's life, you're forever having to interpret what other people want and need from you. And I've seen that from Ashley's experience. And it's really hard. It's much harder than I think people think it is, because your idea might not be what your client might want, your customer. So it's hopefully going to give people some tools to, and this is eventually obviously, but some tools to kind of go away and work with.
Now there's a break for a crowdfunder. Here's director Richard Baisley on Bambola.
My name is Richard Baisley, and I am the director of the film Bambola, a thriller horror in the tradition of Hitchcock. I'm very proud to bring to you our crowdfunder for the film with the same team behind our film Censure and Confines, which have won over 70 awards around the world and screened in Cannes, New York, Beverly Hills, as well as London. Do take a good look around our crowdfunder at crowdfunder.co.uk, where you can find all sorts of perks and rewards, including original artwork, as well as prints and much more. Thank you so much for looking.
That was Richard. Later we'll hear from writer Neil Bassob. Now, more on Sue and her hopes for Hell Tour and Opportunity Hour.
For me, I always knew what I wanted it to be, but it was never going to get there overnight. So I think over the next, and I mean, this is me saying it's going to continue because hopefully Hell Tour will, but I think it would be a really good starting point because I think it comes after Tracy Norman's talk this year, but I think next year I'd like to almost start the Saturday with Opportunity Hour to really give people a meeting point, if you like, and then kind of they can seek their own direction as to what interests them, which talk or film they'd like to see, but also to the networking thing that we've talked about all the time, which is to just really bring people together with us, creating these hashtags, these sentences that, you know, are not intended to be throwaway, but, you know, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. That's definitely the one for Opportunity Hour. But also another one is we're better together. As a region, we can support each other if only we can get people to, because I know what it's like, right? Industry based, everybody expects that you work for them for free or that you're expected to work quite cheaply. But that's not what it's about. I think what it's about is being able to see the bigger picture, whereas if we could become a hub, if we could cooperate, which is really difficult to get people to do because they've got to see your vision. But if they could, then I would absolutely bring them all in to Hell Tour. Or it doesn't even have to be Hell Tour. It can be anybody can work together outside of Hell Tour, but just that, because I think that we don't do that very well down here. We don't tend to lean on each other or use each other's experiences. And I don't know, it all seems a little bit independent, which is great until it's not. And until you want to do something else and you want people to see how fantastic the region is and what's on offer down here. And then, you know, it's just getting people to give them that package. It's like, you know, if you come down here, you've got all of these places that you could see, all these places that you could go and visit, the hospitality, the beaches, the caravan parks, whatever it may be, and just try and do something that ticks everybody's box, really.
A big part of festivals is meeting people and sharing that enthusiasm and maybe riffing off that to work together. It's something Sue's seen in the past and is keen to emulate at Hell Tour.
And certainly from Ashley's experience of festivals in the past, that's how projects are made. That's how they're born. That's where they start. That's how you can kind of see whether you're up someone's street or not in terms of collaboration, in terms of projects, you know. And it really, you don't have to be the only person in the arena. That it really helps grow, you know, I think your idea of a project when you've got somebody else in the field that can give you their benefit of their experience and their ideas. And I think I love that. I love certainly when Ashley and I talk about the festival rather a lot, as you can imagine, we kind of brainstorm bits and pieces and then we start somewhere and then it comes. Opportunity Hour wasn't a thing originally, but then it was, how do we get this to be what we want it to be, to give something back, to make, because we're certainly not making money from this. You know, it's how can we help people, because without those people that gave Ashley the chance, if you like, the Reece Shearsmiths that thought Ashley's project was a good idea to come on board, without Julian Sands being there for Ashley and actually being interested in Borley, I don't know that he'd be where he is, you know. So it's all those people, and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to say, look, come on, come and mix with other people in the industry, see what's on offer, see what the art of the possible, but see how difficult it is as well. So yes, you're not going to be an overnight success maybe, but it's about, if this really interests you, this is what Ashley does for a living now. And at one point in time, that wasn't anywhere. That wasn't on the horizon. You know, he's had part-time jobs, 2 jobs, and really, really worked really hard to to go to all these things, which I've always said, you've got to go and meet these people. And he even talks about it in one of the Hell Tour videos. I think he put it out yesterday about when he'd met Christopher Frayling and Jonathan Miller. And that's how you meet with like-minded people and you discuss your ideas. And from me going to festivals and me thinking, oh, I quite like this, but I think we could do something different. I think we could certainly shout about how fantastic the Southwest is and what we've got to offer, and just people that may not be able to have that kind of experience or be able to go to all the festivals, but to give them somewhere to start from, certainly.
Talking of places to start, here's Toya Harvey and her new project, Over and Over and.
Hello everyone, my name is Toya Harvey and my project is called Over and Over and, affectionately shortened to WOWA. It's a project, a friendship story that is likely to be approximately 8 episodes long, and I'm putting a focus on hiring those who are neurodivergent or LGBT+. That is not to say, however, that those who do not fit those categories cannot apply. I welcome everyone. I just thought it would be awesome to make sure that those who are more marginalised can also get a chance to show how much they are worth, to show their talents. It would be fabulous if you could support me, support us in this friendship story that also has a little bit of crime, a little bit of mental health attached to it. I think you'll find it fun. You can follow me over on Oxide Productions on Instagram to get the full story.
It's not just film, it's celebration of folk tales and legends from the Southwest. Here's Sue on Hell Tour.
I'm not the one to probably talk so much about. I mean, I know what I know, but you've got Ashley, you've got people like Tracy, Mark and Tracy Norman that are absolute experts in what they talk about, and it's fascinating. And I think being able to pull all that together and put that on the map for people that just don't realise even what's on their doorstep, that I'm learning different things every day when I meet these, different people. And yeah, it's just about educating as well. It's fascinating. I love learning about where we fit in the map and what's near. And we're surrounded by everything, the myths or the legends, all the tales from whenever, and it's just one after another, isn't it, that you come across. So there's endless amounts of stories.
We heard from director of Bambola. Now here's the writer Neil Bassop with a bit more about the film.
My name is Neil Bason and I am the writer of Bambola, a film currently on crowdfunder to be directed by Richard Baisley. Bambola is a psychological thriller / indie horror movie / weird, wonderful story. It follows Andy, a journalist on a last chance probationary period, as he's sent to interview Maggie, a local woman who lives as a doll. That's right, she lives as a doll. What begins as a quirky human interest piece quickly spirals into a tense and unsettling cat and mouse story where truth, trauma and obsession collide. At its heart, Bambola explores how people mask grief, how identity can fracture under pressure, the blurred lines between reality and performance, and the weight of isolation and the impact that can have on a person. For me, the process of writing it was about slowly peeling back the layers, both of character and of tone, and it's about drawing the audience in gently through humour and eccentricity, and then slowly tightening the screws until it becomes something far darker, claustrophobic, and much more tense. Bambola is intimate, it's strange, and I hope it's deeply human. A film that asks what happens when the roles we create to survive start to consume us.
Hell Tour is at the Exeter Phoenix from Friday the 26th to Sunday the 28th of September. Get your day passes and see what's on. Thank you for listening. This was Insight from D&CFilm. Keep your eyes and ears peeled for more. John Tompkins' latest documentary charting the musical culture of Torbay is premiering soon. I've been chatting with the Cine Download boys about killer tiger monkeys. And on the site now is an article with director Maddie Dodd about the microdock Waterways, a film about the power of surfing and mental health. Check it out and support indie film.